Well, it changes from day to day. So, mainly right now in this position that I'm in, I am tasked with looking at the overall direction of our department and how we can help fill the needs of the hospital. And now it's not just one hospital, it's multiple hospitals. So that direction has expanded. So I'm trying, on a daily basis, that's my biggest struggle, is to remove myself as much as I can sometimes from the day-to-day little things so I can really think about the big picture of the volunteers, where we can best service the hospital, where are they the safest, where should they be, and also help with the gift shop and the uniform shop. So, it's kind of all over the place. Well, I'll tell you, we have volunteers in over 72 departments right now, and that can change from year to year. Next month we could have 3 request volunteers and we add 3 more. We could cut back. It varies, but our job is to staff those needs. If we get a request for volunteers at the new Digestive Health Center over on Meredith that just opened up, and we need to provide 20 new volunteers, we get to work and start trying to recruit and get 20 new volunteers through that process with the health screen, the background check, the interview. They basically go through everything an employee does to some extent, because we want good people here, and we want people that really want to be here consistently. This isn't just something they want to do for a month. Don't laugh. I worked at TCVY in Albany, Georgia. That's my first job. My high school friend's mother owned it at that point, and she hired several of us who were 15, kind of not old enough to really work anywhere else. I was thinking about that. I don't know. I probably at some point owed somebody some money and maybe paid them, or went shopping, or I'm guessing I probably helped pay for some of my car expenses that were about to start coming. So. I think it's very important that we meet, not overkill on meetings, but try to have a staff meeting once a week, just to touch base, to see what everybody's doing, to see who needs help. I think it saves a lot of email time if you can all be in one room together for 30 minutes or an hour versus communicating through email on things that we could just solve and move on. So I think the weekly meetings gives us a time to just touch base. It's also my time to thank them and just kind of praise our team for what we've done in the last week, and look at what we've done and see where we're going. So I think just communication and a lot of praise. I would probably say coffee. I would need my caffeine. My Bible, just to help me have some sense of direction of why I was stranded on that island, and my toothbrush. I can't live without it. That's just makes me feel clean and refreshed. Oh, my phone, my iPhone. Because it just keeps me connected to work, my children, my husband. It's like everything I need, and it can be with me all the time. At work and the carpool line, it's how I can make sure, that I'm caught up on things I need to know about. I think it would probably be Laura Bush. Why? Because I think she is intelligent. She's obviously a good mother. She's been a good wife, but also very professional. She just seems to be very balanced in a lot of areas and calm. You know, I just think a lot of her. I'd love to have lunch with her. I would probably go to London. And I know that's crazy, but my husband and I went there several years ago on a business trip, and we were there when the tube got bombed, and we had to cut our trip short. We had to leave and head back because everything pretty much shut down around there, and I felt like we got to see this beautiful world, and it was so much history and just so much to learn there, and we got to see it and then had to turn around and leave it. So I've always wanted to go back. I just would love to go back. I think it's beautiful over there, and you can just learn so much about our history over there. That is the biggest challenge. I think the communication with such an array of ages. You know, when you are communicating to your students and high school students, you can use email, you learn to communicate, you speak their language. You send emails, even if you have to, you text. I mean, if they need to be somewhere at a certain time. You know, the older group, the seniors, we don't even try to communicate through email because many of them do not use email. We do everything through direct mail, you know, sending a mail out, which sometimes can be kind of more costly and more time consuming. So it's just kind of balancing and keeping our age groups in mind with our communications as well as where we put them. You know, we can't place a 15-year-old in the same placement that we would place the 80-year-old. And, you know, you have to take each individual situation and balance the needs of the department along with what will keep the volunteer, especially the older ones, help them to feel rewarded so that they will get what they're coming here. They come here to get something back. And if you just plug them in somewhere and they're not happy and they don't feel that, we'll lose them. And we really, it's not effective for us to spend that much time trying to retain good volunteers to not take the time to place them in the right places. Well, it's just going to make you laugh because it's so different from what I ended up doing. But I used to want to be an orthodontist. I did for a long time, and then took a nursing class in college just to kind of get my feel of that. You know, could I handle some of that? Because even though being an orthodontist doesn't require, you know, it's not like major surgery, but you need to be able to handle that kind of thing. And I fainted in the class. So I realized that was not what I was meant to do. So I, over the years, changed my degree to finance and risk management. So total big change.